Hello everyone. The food that we are talking about is velvet beans, or sometimes we call it mucuna beans, which in Hindi we call it conch ka bean. This is nothing unusual. It is available online, so you can get it. Of course, it is underutilized. It actually comes under legume family. It is utilized for poultry, for cattle, cow feed, fish feed, like that. But for human consumption, it's very limited. So let's today talk about velvet beans or mucuna beans, which we also called conch ka beej, because in Ayurvedic medicine they do use conch ka beej for preparing various kind of medicinal preparations, right? So when it was practiced, when it was utilized already for treating certain symptoms, definitely there is something, right? So that's how it draw attention to the scientists, and then scientists starts digging deep, and they started researching with this bean. What they found was extremely surprising. It looks like tamarind, the way you get to see tamarinds on tree, but it has little hair-like substances all around, and one must be very careful, because if you touch those hair, it will give you itching. How does it look? It is like black beans, but when you boil it for 8 hours or 10 hours straight, then the color started changing and it becomes whitish in color. It's like milky white in color. Does it have any nutritional importance? Yes, of course. It has 52% of carbohydrate and 31% of protein. It has 5% of fat, 6% of fiber. So obviously it is edible. Good nutritional impact also. But velvet bean is not actually very famous for its nutritional importance. Or it has gained its popularity because of its phytonutrients or the phytochemicals that it contains. What are those phytochemicals? There are 60 major phytochemicals present in this bean, and it's a beautiful concoction of naturally available phytonutrients. Among many of them, like L-dopa or 5-hydroxythymine, beta-cystesterol, all these are very common and profound. When we talk about the benefit of this seed, it has excellent effect on Parkinson's disease. Understand this thing. Many people suffer from Parkinson's these days. You must have seen, little bit of tremor. Their hand shakes and all that. So it starts like very naive kind of a problem, but ultimately it gives a huge toll, on that person's health, and at the same time around the caregiver's life. But it has been seen that this velvet bean works wonder for Parkinson's patients. How? Because see, this L-dopa, the phytochemicals that I was talking about, it is actually a precursor of dopamine. Okay. Now, in Parkinson's patient, what happened? They have a drop in dopamine level, okay? And the moment they have a drop in, dopamine level, they have certain symptoms like their motor skills, get diminished, you get a tremor, there is muscular rigidity, and of course there's a very slow in movement, and their gait changed, okay? There's a lot of symptoms you must have seen if you have ever seen any Parkinson's patient. So when you have this kind of problem, generally what happens when we give allopathic medicine, that actually, because the medicine has to reach at the site, right, to work. Now for general medicine, there is a halt, and that cannot reach the site in 100%. But this L-dopa, which is a precursor of dopamine and which is abundant in velvet beans, what has been seen when Parkinson's patients are being treated with this velvet bean or mucuna beans, what happened? It actually able to cross that blood-brain barrier, and it helps to increase the dopamine level. So that's how it is very exciting that for Parkinson's patients especially, it gives a very good generally response. Now, why dopamine is important? Of course, for muscular, relaxing the muscular rigidity or motor skills development and all that is there. But apart from that, dopamine is also required for alertness, for focus, for motivation, for happiness, right? You must have seen many people who are suffering from depression. So from that logic, this bean can also act for the patients who are actually very depressed, or they are actually going through clinical depression. So this conch ka beej or velvet beans, these are very, very effective on Parkinson's and at the same time for depression, right? Now, is it the only benefit that this velvet bean has? No, it is not. It has multiple benefits. And the biggest benefit that this velvet bean has is, it has an anti-tumor effect. It has been seen when this beans has been given periodically on mice, their tumor volume were shrinked. Okay, and at the same time, very importantly, it has been seen when this mice has a velvet bean on a regular intervention, their lipid peroxide value got reduced, rather than the glutathione or superoxide dismutase or catalase enzymes, which are actually very, very helpful for antioxidant effect activity. Their level got up because actually dopamine helps them to elevate those enzyme levels. So it actually works great for cancer prevention, or rather cancer treatment, right? Because it helps to reduce the volume of it. Apart from that, there's another huge advantage of velvet bean is it actually helps in reproductive system, both for male as well as for female. Now let's start with the female. Those who are actually suffering from infertility, generally the major cause of infertility for women is extremely high level of follicle stimulating hormone or prolactin hormone. Now this velvet bean actually helps to reduce these two hormonal level, and at the same time helps to bring that hormonal balance back in track. So for women, velvet beans are important if you are dealing with infertility. At the same time, if a male struggling with their sperm count or sperm motility or sexual dysfunction, for them also this velvet beans works wonder. So it has a very, very big role for healthy reproductive system as well. Now if you go back to the traditional usage of velvet beans, there you will get to see that this bean to prevent from snake bite. Okay, so it used to act as anti-venom. So what generally there are very beautiful stories around all those foods. Now it has been seen in Africa, it was a people used to give this bean in a diet so that even if accidentally you get bit by a snake, that venom will not work on your body, so you'll be saved. So that is another aspect of this velvet beans, that it is antimicrobial, anti-protozoal activity that is also there, that has also been proved. So since these are the benefits of velvet beans, actually it has name in every Indian language. That is very clearly mentioned that this seed was a part of our diet once upon a time. Probably we have forgotten now, but it is high time to bring them back. Of course it was a part of Ayurveda medicine, but somehow it was lost in between, right? So there are multiple benefits of it for sure. Now the question comes, how much can you have and how you can take it, right? That's the most important thing. How much you can have, please do not be super excited and start having too much of it, because one thing is very clear, that this is the L-dopa, which the predominant phytochemical which these beans have, that is a precursor of dopamine, and it elevates the level of dopamine in your body. So again, everything has a good effect as well as a side effect. So be very cautious, be calm, do not have more of it, but at least you can start with a teaspoon of this bean powder. There are if you check online, this beans powder is available. It's white, generally a white powdered packet you will get to see online abundantly, and it's not really very costly also. Okay, so you can get it, and you can add 1 spoon of this conch ka beej in your daily diet. Now it can be, you can add it in any way. You can form laddu, just mix that powder with the normal laddu and have it in a laddu form. You can buy this beej, like the complete seed you can buy, and you can add little cinnamon sticks and jaggery to it, grind it all, and then just store in a bottle and have it as a coffee. Because in Brazil, I was reading somewhere, this bean actually consumed as Nescafe. Okay, so it can be a coffee alternative as well. So you can have a spoonful of that mixture every day as coffee. The point is, do not have it more. Start with 5 gram of this powder and increase it up to maximum 15 to 30 gram, but definitely not more than that. Even to be on a safer side, 30 gram is also sounds too much. Maybe 1 or 2 teaspoons of it will be fine, will be perfect, not more than that. Try having it and let me know if you get any result. But again, at the same time, it doesn't matter how much of beans and these things you try, until and unless you develop like a healthy lifestyle, it is not gonna push you more. And as we mentioned, always stay happily healthy. Bye bye.